Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Ask Us Anything. We're Mike and Jennifer Wendland. And Bo. I hear Bo outside
Bo is
barking.
outside in the rain barking.
I just heard him barking that little open that we did. And I said, oh, he's barking, and we'll have to bring him in. We are in the RV, and we are coming to you tonight from Oakland, Michigan. Wow, look how many people are in the chat room already. Woo. With questions, and that is awesome. First up this week, we want to say hi to Eric, who says, I must be in a different time zone. I'm first on this week. Second up, Linda Ward in Robbinsville, Alan Washburn in Huntington, West Virginia, and we'll get to the others as we start here. One quick suggestion, if you have a question for us here on Ask Us Anything, type at the start of it, all with in caps, question, or if you have a comment. And that way, when I'm quickly scrolling through all this, I'll be able to separate the highs checking in and all that sort of stuff, or chat that some of you are doing back and forth in the chat room, and I'll be able to get quickly to the questions. So hopefully that it's clear, and you'll see as we post them up there how they list questions. Well, we are out of the cold. We were in Tampa, Florida last week, where if you haven't seen that video,
we're out of the heat. At first I thought cold was maybe the week before. We were in the Upper Peninsula.
It was crazy. Have you followed our schedule? It's been nuts.
It's been fun.
It has been fun. We've really had a great time. But we did our annual winter camp out 2 weeks ago, and we left the Upper Peninsula of Michigan in 2 feet of snow, and 9 degrees was the temperature when we left. Came back to Michigan, dropped off Bo. We came back to southern Michigan, dropped off Bo at our daughter's house to babysit him. And then we jumped on an airplane because we didn't have time to drive the RV, and immediately flew to Tampa, Florida, where we spent a week in 83 to 85 degrees, hot and humid weather. And wow, and now we're back in Michigan where it's perpetually gray and cold. And freezing rain or drizzle. That's the way it's been all week, right?
We haven't seen the sun all week, so if you like gray, you're in luck.
It's all good, though, you know? I mean, here's how much we like this kind of weather. We really don't mind it. What are we thinking about doing?
We're thinking about going back up north again.
Up to the Upper Peninsula again. Just the two of us and Bo. We're thinking about doing that in the next several days.
Before we go south.
There's a place on Lake Superior near Munising that has these really cool ice caves. And it's kind of a fun walk. It's about a mile walk in, and you got to get cleats on your boots like the mountaineers use when they climb mountains because it's icy. And it's really spectacular. So if the weather cooperates, and if our schedule we can make it work, we're thinking of that. Or, what else do we think that we might be able to do this week?
Well, we're slightly crazy. We drive our children a little bit loony if they try to figure out what we're doing. That's probably why 2 out of 3 don't ask what we're doing.
Yeah, they don't ask.
Because we were considering Hawaii, and then we ruled that out.
That was going to be Hawaii. We were invited to do some camping in Hawaii, and we thought about doing that. I don't want to fly in an airplane with that coronavirus.
Yeah, right now I'm thinking that our third plan going to Arizona, maybe that's, I guess
that's a little more doable.
Live fearfully, though.
Our third plan was we had a little bit of free up in our schedule for the following week, this coming week, and we were actually considering heading out to Quartzsite in Arizona. Now, again, we'd have to fly out there. We'd have to arrange with somebody to borrow an RV so we could boondock for a few days, borrow and rent one. And we were going to do that tomorrow or Tuesday. That's kind of a long shot, but if it would work out, if everything fell into place...
I don't think it's going to work out.
You never know. So
I think it's going to be icy in the morning.
So it might be the ice caves next week. That's kind of what
right now it's trying to get icy out where we live.
We're thinking of that. Hey, we got I want to go right to the where did I see it?
You saw a question right near the top.
Yeah, I know. There's a super chat that somebody just sent us, and I'm trying to see if it shows up here, but I don't see it on there. But whoever sent it in, thank you. We will do our best to get to it, but I didn't see it. So usually it shows up highlighted on my screen. This over how many are you out there? There's 210 of you on live right now, with more coming in, and so it's hard to look at all the comments. Here's the first question: cattle dog cruising with 200 amps of lithium and a 2,000 watt inverter, what would be the optimum amount of solar to have to extend days boondocking? It was great meeting you at the Super Show in Tampa. Yeah, they're the guys who gave Bo the little necklace, the really cool little necklace that goes around his collar. Well, if you have two 100 amp lithium batteries, you've got a 2,000 watt inverter. I think you'd want to have about 400 watts of lithium. That's pretty much exactly what we have in this unit that we're in, and that seems to do a pretty good job for us. So you could probably get by with 300 watts or 280, whatever the configuration you choose, but I would say try and go for 400 watts of solar. That's what we have, and we also have two 100 watt lithium batteries, and it does a great job. Can't run the air conditioner on a 2,000 watt inverter. You need more than that, but you can run everything else with it, and it'd be great. So when are you heading south and beyond?
In a couple weeks.
Show them your calendar.
Oh,
now,
no.
all my stuff is digital, right? I mean, I do everything. I like to just show them your calendar. You don't have to show.
I don't have my little calendar.
I know, but take your big one. It looks the same. This is how Jennifer keeps track of where we're going. This is how we keep track of where we're going. So, Paul, I think that was Paul that asked that question. Paul,
we'll know better next week.
We'll know better next week, but we've got the trip planned out pretty well. And it's looking now like we'll head south, and then we'll head to the southwest, and we'll spend a lot of time in the mid and late spring in and around Arizona, maybe even into Southern California, maybe New Mexico, maybe getting up into some of the national parks. But we'll check it all out and see how it goes. All right, I am seeing super chats. Road Trip Buddy just sent one, but you know, they did an upgrade to the software I use for these live shots, and it used to be highlighted. And okay, Road Trip Buddy, who usually is one of our first ones, sent a $1.99 one. Seriously, are you getting a Harley?
No. He'd like to. You wanted one when we were first married.
I would like one. I truly would. I think that would be really fun. But no, we did have fun.
That was the most comfortable bike I've ever sat upon.
Yeah, we actually had two of them. You sat on two of them, didn't you?
The first one.
The first one?
Was comfy.
That was at our show out there in at Tampa last week. Oh, we forget where we were. And some friends came by, and we bought we sat on their Harley, and they let me start it off, and we had a really good time.
I can see why people like those.
Yeah, I can too. Okay, I'm looking because I thought I missed another super chat, and I probably did, but I can't seem to find it. So if you sent one in earlier, don't worry about it. So to answer your question, Paul, we think we'll know at the end of the week when we're heading south. But if I had to pick the next trip we're going to do, I'd say the odds favor us going up to Lake Superior and the ice caves in the next week. Hopefully, you guys all want it. We do. We want to work on a video that we will have Saturday, and that was actually your idea. You remember it?
Yes, I do. When we were up in the Upper Peninsula, I started wondering what was just that little thing that pushed you over the edge that caused you to buy the RV that you had been studying and gathering information about. What was that one little nugget that caused you to buy it?
We put out the camera and interviewed 4 or 5 couples, and
Don't give it away.
I'm not going to give it away,
okay.
And you'll meet them. And then I posted this yesterday here in the community section of YouTube, on our YouTube channel, and then I also posted it on our RV Lifestyle group on Facebook. And on the group on Facebook, everybody is like, they're not telling us that one little thing that they're doing things like adventure. Well, that's so generic, it doesn't mean anything. So what's the one thing about that unit? And it was interesting. It was interesting remarks that we got, and we're going to try and build up a video, and we'll share what each of our one thing was that caused us to get the RV that we're in now.
Yeah, how do I describe that without giving away what people had for answers?
Yeah.
Like there was a 40-inch TV. That did it for you.
Yeah.
As soon as you saw that 40-inch
and with
TV.
a soundbar.
Right.
Somebody bought one just because of that.
Yeah. or
That was what pushed him over the edge.
that was that.
So.
Did somebody really, was that the thing?
Yes.
I gave it away.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, it's all right. That's all right. We got a lot of others. And,
Okay.
And
But
anyway,
just
so we're
do
kind of working.
something.
It's kind of a fun video. We thought we would do what sort of
And
pushed
it
us
can be
over.
some kind of a silly thing.
Yeah, it's a couple of them are
Really
silly. Really silly. Yeah, and some of them are logical, and they were all well thought out. So we've posted that on Facebook, and maybe we'll put it on Instagram as well. Ask everybody that and see.
We need a good laugh. That little thing, like the interior was plaid.
Yeah,
You know.
interior was plaid. That
And
was
you love
it.
plaid.
I love plaid. That was it.
Yeah,
You know,
that was it. I saw that plaid, had to buy it.
But it's surprising how, you think, well, I carefully checked off the towing capacities and the gross vehicle carrying weight, and
How much water?
wasn't it at all. At least in the several dozen answers that we've had all the time, and it's kind of fun. So we're kind of working on a video for that for next week, and we'll kind of pull.
It was that
together.
fuchsia exterior,
Yeah. So if you have one thing that kind of pushed you over, don't share it here because this will
Everybody
go
will see
away
it.
after the live thing. Drop us a note at mike@rvlifestyle.com. If you have a picture of your RV, attach that, and we'll try and work all those whatever we get from you in video. So how's that go? All right, let's go back to all of you who are in the chat room there, and lots of you talking. There's a lot of chat that was going on before
Yeah,
we
they've
even
all
came
become
on.
good friends.
I love seeing you guys all talk to each other. Ed Varga is on in Bergen County, New Jersey. He spent some time. He actually helped us out at the show when we did our live shot last week.
Thank you
Glad
so
made it.
much.
Glad you made it back, Ed. Here's a question from Marty Emmerich. What's the cost of Medicare supplements and/or Medigap insurance? Well, Marty, you got to find that out yourself. Everybody's different. What
Yeah,
you want.
It's all different.
There's 9,000
Oh,
different plans, but
man,
yes, you need both of those. But I'm not telling you what ours is because we're different than you. You gotta. We're not here to counsel on Medicare. But if you're on, on Medicare, you certainly want to have a supplement, particularly if you're going to go out on the road. And you need to find that out yourself.
I guess a little private conversation. People could say what they use.
They can, but you know what, Jen?
I know. We're not going to do this
there.
research for
Yeah,
you. You
we're
got to
not-
figure it out.
There are
what
9
drugs you
million
need
people
and
that want
everything.
to do it. And, everybody's stuff. Question: Can you discuss the tax advantages of owning an RV? Check with your accountant, but it's if you finance it, you can deduct the interest just as you would on a house because it's your second house. Mike, in your winter camp out, I noticed you didn't use your electrical surge protector. And did you get your popcorn and Tampa RV show? I did get my popcorn at the Tampa RV show, and I did not use the surge protector. It was okay. It was so cold. There was no room. I would have had to shovel off a bunch of space to hold it, and I just didn't feel I needed it. I know that park very well, and I know the power is very clean, so I did not use
fess
it.
up. Did you just forget?
Yeah, I just forgot. No, I knew all that. I knew that. But those were the reasons, I thought about it.
I was thinking about that too. I thought, how
actually
come
thought
you're
about
not using that surge protector?
I just thought about it.
Because your fingers were freezing. And
here's a comment. Maureen says she loved our coverage of Tampa. Thank you, Maureen.
we had so much fun there.
You
That
can
was
tell,
really
can't
fun.
you? I mean, if you haven't seen it, it's a 30-minute video. Please see it. And this is also my time. I want to plug our YouTube channel. We are almost there. We are a little less than 2,000 subscribers, a little over, not many more than 1,500 subscribers away from the 100,000 subscriber mark. We have been working for this now for really hard. We've been obsessed with it. I have a little counter in our office at our home here that I every time I can go in the office, oh, maybe we got now. So we are really hoping for that 100,000 subscriber amount. We're going to go live when we see that we're really close to doing it, when we're within a few up, and we'll see if we can actually go live and maybe even find a way to honor whoever was the 100,000th. We'll see if we can figure that out. But anyway, we're going to have fun with it. So if you haven't subscribed yet, all this is to say, would you please do us that favor or call somebody that's interested in RVs, ask them to subscribe.
Now, didn't it used to be, now it's like every 100?
Yeah, well, what we see,
What we see.
It used to be every one. I still can see everyone, but it doesn't display in general. It just kind of rounds it off.
Because
to
that was
the
kind of
100.
enough to drive you batty.
Yeah.
Because, Oh,
I mean, I could actually
up
see
3,
one.
down 1,
Yeah.
up 5, down
Yeah.
2.
So, but anyway, we're really close. And if you are a subscriber, hey, that's great. We thank you for that. That means so much to us. And this is always our time to have you click us a thumbs up for this live shot that we're doing right now. We would like it. Question: if I could only go to one and only one RV show, what should I attend? Tampa or Hershey? Well, probably.
What state do you live in?
Yeah, I don't know what state you live in. Luke, you sound like you're from Canada. Almost all of Canada, at least Montreal and Quebec, are down in Florida right now. That's where they spend the winter. So Tampa would be a good choice if that's
You
the
want to
case.
get warm, go to Tampa.
But Hershey tends to make more news every year because it's the start of the fall RV show season in September.
And do you like chocolate?
Do you like chocolate? But that's when most of the RV manufacturers really show off their new RVs. Tampa, there were only a couple of new RVs. Class A's, Winnebago showed some handicapped, and there were a couple of towables that were new, and I think a couple of fifth wheel, but not many, not like at Hershey in the fall, or even California in October, which is another big one. So if you want to, your bang for the buck and looking for new, it would probably be Hershey. I would suggest that one. We're actually we haven't decided what shows we want to even go to next year. We go to shows every year, and they're a lot of work. We love doing them, but they really are a lot of work. And we're trying to arrange our travel so we can really do a little more extended travel this year, so we don't have to rush back from something to attend a show. So I can't say for sure which ones we're going to do yet. Roland says, can you confirm that Leisure has suspended building the Serenity for 2020 because of the Sprinter shortage? Yes, we can. They are not building the Serenity. And it's not just the Sprinter shortage, which we have a lot more clarity about now. And you can see some interviews we did on that in the Tampa show video. But the Serenity also had a special mold, and they had to redo the mold to go on the 2019 chassis and the 2020 chassis, if and when that becomes available. So they're redoing those molds, and there is that shortage. Is a huge backlog of Sprinter orders for 2019 for Leisure, and so they are not going to be building the Serenity this year. They're just concentrating on the Unity and the Wonder, which is on the Ford Transport chassis. So hope that helps. Let's go through here. Question: just wondering how big or how long are you able to dry camp with your lithium batteries? You know, I hate to always answer these questions. Well, it depends. But the answer to that is it depends. Is it hot? Is it humid? Is it hot and humid? What am I doing with those batteries? Am I really using them extensively? Am I using the microwave a lot? I can't use the air conditioning with those batteries. But in general, in the summer, when it's, the way, and we don't use electricity a lot, we get 3 days maybe out of them, 2 or 3 days. Actually, that would be cloudy days. If the sun shines and we are in a southern climate in the summer, our 400 watts of solar tops off our batteries by about 1 or 2 every afternoon. So it's kind of indefinite that way. We did in August, September. I don't remember what time period I did that test, but our batteries were topped off every afternoon by 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in Florida. And then, we would use them throughout the day. And at night, they'd go down to maybe 60%, 70% by morning, depending on how much we use them. And then they'd charge right up. So, but it does depend. It depends on how you're using it. And if you're running air conditioning, which we can't on the system we don't have enough lithium, or our inverter isn't big enough. If we need to run air, we have to run either the generator or plug into house current. And that hasn't been a problem for us.
Yeah, it hasn't been a problem because the
thought it would be,
generator is
honest.
like we stop at a rest area, we pull off the road to have lunch or take a nap. We can turn on the generator. We'd never had to run a generator before, so it was a new experience, and we've been not bothered by it at all.
I actually thought that I'm going to have to get a 3,000 watt inverter, and but I've been really pleasantly surprised. And we were on the road all summer long. we have not needed to run the generator much at all. The only times we want to take a nap and we're on the expressway or the freeway in a rest area or eat, as Jennifer said, then we would fire it up.
Or if we're going shopping and
Bo's sitting in
Bo's
here,
in the rig.
and that's about the only thing. So, I recently watched your UP video. What do you use as a rear view mirror camera in your rig? There's a video on it here on the channel. It's one of the hacks or additions that I did to this unit, so you can search that and it's there. But it's just I don't even know the make of it. It's just a wireless. No, it's a wired camera that mounts on the back of the RV, and I brought the screen and mounted it up front, and I can turn it on or off. And we use it as a rear view mirror, and it's great.
And we like it. It's a little distracting at night.
Yeah, at night I usually turn it off because I don't like all the lights coming off. But there is a video here on the channel, and I show how we installed it, and it's all there. You talked about an issue with downsizing the Sprinter. Can you tell us more about that problem? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I think you like the B plus. You like the room.
That's not an issue.
No.
No, I don't know of any issue in downsizing. So
I think if you went back to just a plain B, you would feel cramped.
I could go back to a B. But yeah, I mean, we do have a lot more room. We have a full king-size bed. I'm kind of getting ahead of what we're going to be talking about that kind of pushed us over into getting this unit when we bought this last March. But I could go back to a B. I love the B. I don't ever want anything bigger.
No, we don't.
I can't ever see us in a Class
A
or even.
I can't imagine us in an A, but you never say never. But I can't imagine that.
All right, here's Steve. And Steve, I'm sorry. This was a super whatever they call it, super chat, but it's not displaying the way it normally does in my because they upgraded the software. But $20 super chat. Wow, Steve's big spender here. He said, hello from the Poconos. I just purchased a 2016 Road Trek SS Agile. Been waiting for 20 years for this day. Congratulations. In 1998, I sent away for a Road Trek brochure, and they sent me a VHS tape with a demo of all the models. Wish me luck. That's great, Steve, and I'm thrilled for you, and I hope to see you out there on the road. Speaking of Road Trek, I mentioned in one of our social media posts they were not at the Tampa show. I did reach out to them, and it's a simple reason. They are building. They just sold their first new Road Trek up at the Toronto Toronto RV show, which was 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago. And they sold the first one, the new one built by not since Rapido owns Road Trek. They're waiting for just some paperwork to get okayed so they can sell in the U.S. They're starting. They will, as soon as that comes, and it's supposed to be any day. They already have orders from U.S. dealers, and they're going to be shipping them out to them. And we'll be doing an interview with the new CEO of Road Trek and with their marketing person, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and we'll put that either here on YouTube or on our podcast. But they are getting back into the market. It's just slow. What brand of trailer is Airstream quality? What brand of trailer is Airstream quality without the
probably aluminum
siding? Oh, I see what you mean. Is there another vehicle? Probably Lance. Lance, we were very impressed with the Lance truck campers, but we are also really impressed with Lance travel trailers. They're just a really well-made RV. So I'd say look at that in terms of quality and technology. The Airstreams are very expensive, and they're beautiful, and they're known for that aluminum finish.
And when we went to in Indiana at Elkhart to the museum where they had all the old
RV lifestyle, the RV
Airstream
museum
wasn't the first to make that sleek silver.
Yeah,
design.
There was somebody else.
There was somebody else, and we should have written it down because I was like, I didn't know that.
We did a video tour of the Elkhart Hall of Fame Museum, and it's in there. But anyway, to go to your question, Jeff, I would urge you to look at Lance. They're part of the Rev Group, and it's a big company. But they make some really nice travel trailers as well as the truck campers. We showed their truck campers in the video we just did from Tampa, and we're impressed. When you tested the Wonder rear twin bed, were you able to try loading bikes? How is the house to driver's seat access? Well, we have a whole video on that, Bill. So go back and look at our video, and we show that. I don't know if we did. We show. We didn't put our bikes on.
You don't have as much room to get from the seat
from the driver's section to the cab to the back on the current chassis. Now there's a brand new, just as Mercedes introduced their new 2019 Sprinter chassis was a huge improvement over the previous Sprinter chassis. So the 2020 Ford Transit chassis will be over the previous Ford Transit chassis. So we're really anxious to look at those because everybody's really excited about those. And we're told that it's easier now to go back and forth. In terms of carrying our bikes, we basically drove it home from Manitoba to Michigan in a blizzard, by the way. And then we drove from Michigan to Florida to Salt Lake City and where we turned it back in because we were just borrowing that for a review. And we didn't have time to hook up the bikes, but there was a rear hitch on it. It was the smaller carrier, but you just get an adapter for it, and we would have been able to mount our Hollywood bike rack on it and carry our e-bikes.
So I wonder if the question is how many bikes can you fit into that basement, or was that not the question?
Well, he says, were you able to try loading bikes? Maybe that's what he meant because it has that big
but
basement.
Just the one has the basement.
Yeah, just the rear twin bed model
On
has
the Wonder.
That huge garage-like area with the sliding tray. You could put two regular bikes on. You have to remove the wheels, but you know how to lock those down. Or we could have put one e-bike on. I probably could have squeezed another e-bike in, just loading it in through the other side. But I didn't do that because
we weren't bang things together.
Well, we weren't keeping it, and it was winter time, and it was crazy out there. So, but that's how you would carry them, or you could carry them on a rear carrier on a hitch. I think you got that right. Didn't your link to Rad Bikes previously have a discount code? Also, on your partner page, you're still promoting the Togo unit. Thought you might want to delete it.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it should not be on there. Our team has been up. We just added did a little redesign on the blog today, and that might be reflecting some of that. But I will make sure the Togo stuff is off tonight. Thanks for pointing that out. Just before I went on the air, I was looking to make sure that, because we just activated the new look, and there are a couple things we got to tweak on it. And it didn't have our banner, the little banner I like, and a couple of things, but they're working on it. And on the partner page, the code for Rad Power Bikes is RV Lifestyle. So RV Lifestyle, I forget what they give you off. $75 off, yeah. So just use the RV Lifestyle code, and they'll give you that discount. What about the Marvac show in Michigan? Are you going? No, we're not. There's nothing new that we haven't seen there. And I think that's coming up in just a week or two as well. It's usually on our birthdays, which is coming up, by the way. We're 4 days apart.
Makes it easy for him.
I get really nervous on our birthdays every year. Mine is the 8th, hers is the 12th. And our kids usually have one party for both of us, for mom and dad. And it was 4 years ago that they brought us Bo.
Friday the 13th.
And Jennifer,
our little Bo.
And you cried. But they were not tears of joy. It was... I mean, a dog changes your life. And
He's a good boy. He's out there running around in the
But I always get a little
rain,
nervous when our birthdays approach.
They might get us a cat?
Yeah, they might get us a cat. It's
How about a bird? Somebody took their bird to the show?
I like this. Lake Girl has a great comment. She says, it's crazy how owning an RV gives you so many spontaneous ideas of places to go. That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
And half the fun is just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you wear yourself out. Hey, I've been there,
Yeah. Back to that Togo discussion, and again, I'll get that off of our blog at the end of the show here. What do you think now that the Togo internet device no longer offers unlimited data plans? after this year. Have you tried any other unlimited, such as Unlimitedville? No, I do have Verizon, and that's unlimited, but they do throttle you after 23 gigs a month, which is a lot. I'm not worried about that. I've talked about Togo, and you can go back in a couple of videos, and I talk at length about it, and I'm not going to rehash that here because I think most people are familiar that the bottom line is I would never recommend anyone doing any business with AT&T. I mean, they set this whole thing up to suck in a whole bunch of RVers to install this Togo device on the roof like we did. You had to drill some holes and set it all up. And then unlimited access for a year, 360, great price. And then they say they're not going to renew it after the first year, but you can still use it. You just have to choose another plan, which are like ridiculously high rates. I mean, I just think they've exploited us all, and so I'm on the warpath at AT&T. That's just nasty to do. On the positive side, I'm hearing a lot of rumors that the people who own Togo are also upset with that and are working with the people who build that unit, which is Winegard, to make it so you can put other carriers' SIM cards in and then be able to use it. So stay tuned. I'm waiting to get confirmation that that's going to happen, and we'll see what happens. All right, let's see. I'm looking. Remember, use the word question, and we'll see what we can find. Lloyd, do you have the option to get a compressor fridge on the Unity? I don't think so. I don't need one. I absolutely love our refrigerator. It's a 3-way refrigerator. It works great. You could ask if you want to buy it, and if they don't offer it, leisure, ask the dealer you're going to buy from if they will let you get another one, and I'm sure you can. Money will solve any problem, right? I should point out that with this Sprinter shortage that we talk about, to buy a new Unity like this, to buy one, if you're buying it from scratch and you're going to have them, you're going to order it and they're going to build it, you're talking 12 to 14 months before you're going to get delivery. That's how bad that Sprinter shortage is, the 2019s. They're supposedly coming into the system now. Some of the manufacturers are getting them, but there's a long backlog on leisure, particularly with the Sprinters. And look for more exciting information to come out about all the RV companies going to that Ford Transit chassis, that new 2020 chassis. We'll do more about that as soon as we can get our camera over and get some shots of one for you and see what it looks like. When I bought my first pop-up, what pushed me over the edge was a large toy hauler rack on the front. It was like a Rockwood. Yep, that's the kind of stuff we're looking for. And again, I'm not going to use those so much here, but if you send me an email and a picture, we can get it in. We'll try and include those. Whatever that caused you to get your RV, that one thing that kind of pushed you over the edge and said, "Yep, that's it. I'm over the cliff now. I'm buying it." It's understandable why Road Trek wasn't at the Tampa Supershow, but why wasn't Heimer there? Heimer doesn't sell in the U.S. They don't sell in the U.S. They sell in Europe. So they were bought by Thor. Thor certainly was there, but Heimer does not sell under the Heimer brand in the U.S. anymore. What do you think, says Paul, is best for a single full-time RVer, Class A, B, or C? Why? What do we think?
Depends on how much room you want. We have a really good friend who's had a B for years, and she just bought a C, and she's all by herself. Our friend Laura.
Laura bought Winnebago View, I think, which is much like this. It's got a little longer slide out, I think.
Yeah, she's got tons of room.
Ours slides out. This is the slide out right here that we're sitting in. The
2
sofa,
feet.
and then that's the Murphy bed, the king size Murphy bed that comes down. I think hers is also a dinette and a sleeping. I don't know. It's a big lounge area.
It's big.
But anyway, it's about the same.
It's huge. So
she travels alone and just bought a C.
So put the question back up there. So it's a matter of how much room you want, where you're going. If you're going to be out east a lot, I think the smaller the better. But how much room do you want?
Yeah.
And a full timer, that effect. I mean, it's totally. It's you, because when these different models, there's different amounts of storage room, and every model is different.
Laura It decided to go with a Class C like ours because she likes to travel with friends and invite friends. And so there's more room, two distinctly separate sleeping areas. And that's something you may want to consider if you're going to have guests with you. But certainly you could do it in a B. Full time in a B, it's pretty cramped, but there are a lot of people who do it.
Mm-hmm.
Mark says, is Rad Power Bikes still a sponsor? Do you guys ride them and recommend? Yes, we do. And yes, they are. They've been with us now for years. And they're now the most popular RV brand or electric bike brand, the electric bike brand in the country. Pretty good. Hello from Charlottesville, Virginia. What, in your opinion, is the best RV show in the country? Which one would you select and why? I enjoyed your last video.
Again, it goes back to where do you live? You know, are you willing to drive a long distance, or do you want the closest show? And I think big shows are fun. And do you want to go to Florida because it would be fun to go to Florida? Do you want to go to California because you're going to tag something else on when you go out to California? You know, what do you want?
If you're happy, if you select Hershey, the California RV show, or the Tampa RV show, those are the three biggest ones in the country. And I'd say either one, any of those, or all of them, would be great fun to go to. If you're looking for small RVs, there is the Super B show in Phoenix that's held at the University of Phoenix Stadium every April. And I believe La Mesa RV also has one at their new store in Sacramento, California in the fall. I'm not sure the dates on that. I think that's in September, mid-September, late September. But any of those three big shows, or if you want just small RVs, motorhomes, I would look at the Super B show in Phoenix. And we usually go to that every year, and it's pretty fun. All right. Hey guys from Saskatchewan, just ordered my Dish Network Playmaker today. Do you still use yours? And if so, are you happy with it? Yes, we are. It's really nice. We're not big TV watchers. I watch a lot of news because that's what I did for 40 years, right? So I'm kind of a news junkie. And I really do like being able to turn that on, and wherever we are, or whether we're boondocking or wherever, I can pull in one of the news stations and see what's happening. And it also has an option if you know where you're going to be for an extended period of time, so you can get local too. We like it. It's very small. I love that little Playmaker antenna up on the roof. It just automatically finds the satellite and does a great job. As you travel around the country, do you see a desire for Bible study or group fellowships for those that are full-time or mostly full-time? Thanks. Well, it would be very hard to do that because most people are going in different directions. So while you might have 5 or 6 people who gather at a campground that would maybe be interested in that, they're only there for a couple days or a week. Unless you go to a RV camp or resort and stay there for like a snowbird, then certainly I'm sure you'd find a number of people who would be interested in that. We've thought about that as we've traveled, but you're not in an area long enough, to really have that kind of a group study that would go. So, it's an interesting thing unless you stayed in a campground for a long period of time, and that's what I would do. So, hopefully that helps answer your question.
There are some people, aren't there, that go and lead studies? They go to areas and camp there and.
Well, yeah, like
we used to
teach for an outfit known as Bible Study Fellowship, and they would have, I think they called them ambassadors, and when a class teaching leader was sick, they'd send somebody in to substitute. And I don't know if the other big Bible studies like Community Bible Study or Explorers Bible Study, I don't know if they do that as well. But I think Kenny was talking in his question about RV camping, so I think that'd be hard to do. We will be ordering a Wonder rear twin bed. Will the new Transit chassis be generally available in all-wheel drive? Yes, it will be, and it will be probably not until late summer, early fall. They'll first have the two-wheel drive, and those should be arriving to get built on, they're saying in March or so. So then the all-wheel drive coming, and these are gas, by the way, turbo gas, which is also a big
This is what is
improvement.
so fun because the technology, everything's changing all the time.
Yeah,
So if you're dreaming like for a year or 2 years, a whole bunch is going to change.
yeah. But I got to tell you, we liked the Wonder a lot, and they came very close to saying, "Well, let's buy a Wonder," um, and I think it was really the cab issue was the big thing, and I wasn't as happy with the chassis, but the new ones really are intriguing. Similar question. This is from Camper Dude. Great name. Do you have a preference in gas or diesel chassis for an RV? I would have said diesel because that's all we've had, and all of our RVs have been diesel. But I am intrigued by this turbo gas engine. I'd like to try it. I really would like to try it and let you know what we think of it. But I think it's going to be a pretty interesting thing. Will you be at the FMCA rally in March in Tucson? No, we won't. We are teaching in March in Arkansas at a state park there at the RV Entrepreneurs Summit. And I got to tell you, I'm really excited. We're one of their keynote presenters, and we will be talking about finding balance on the road, working on the road, and that is March 19th through the 22nd.
Alabama.
In Alabama? I
Yeah.
said Arkansas. It's in Alabama, and it's at, I can't think of it, Lake Gunderson, I think, something like that, state park. I'll tell you, I know that they're going to offer us a discount coupon to those folks of ours who want to go to it. I think it's a pretty good discount that they can get off the ticket price on towards the end of the week. So if you're interested, email me, Mike@rvlifestyle.com. I'll send you the details, and we'll do some social media when I get that discount code. But that RV Entrepreneur Summit in March, I'm so looking forward to that. Those are all people who want a full time, or they want to earn a living on the road. They want to work for themselves, and we're just really excited about all the people. Everything from people who take care of dogs and train dogs on the road, people who run businesses, and outside contractors, and other bloggers, and video info, and we're going to have a ball. So I'm looking forward to that. That's in March in Alabama at a beautiful state park there. So we will not consequently be able to go to the FMCA rally. We've gone to a lot of the FMCA
And I
rallies.
miss going to those rallies.
We love them a lot. They're
They
great.
were a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. Lake Girl says, where will you put your 100,000 YouTube plaque in your RV? Yes. Help us. Right behind you on your Murphy. I'm thinking right there, don't you think? Now, I'm a little worried because, that would come down, but we could put it up.
Bo might have to move. Up
Bo
there,
might.
the picture of Bo.
It's too big. It's a big plaque.
Oh, how big is it?
It's about that big, I think.
Well, is it going to have to go by the door?
I don't know. We're going to find a place to put it, but I think when we first get it, we'll find a way to put it right up there behind us here every week, and then we'll just kind of maybe pull it off.
No idea how obsessed.
You too. How many times a day do you say, well, how many do we have today? And it's fun because we're growing about 120 new subscribers every day. I'm probably telling you guys way too much stuff that you're not interested in.
You're not interested.
Yeah, you're not interested in that. But anyway, we are excited. And I don't know why. I mean, what's the difference between 99,000? What are we? 98.2, I think. 98,220 or something right now.
Something
tonight.
about 100,000. And they give you a plaque.
They give you a plaque. But it's something about that 100,000. And we are really excited about it. So it's pretty good. Kate says, can you camp at RV shows?
Yes, you can. A lot of people were camping at the RV show, and they were having a blast. They loved it. They were all like peas in a pod right next to each other, and they were genuinely having fun.
Yep.
So if you're going to go, check into camping at the show.
Yeah, there were a lot of people at the Tampa show. At the Hershey show, yeah, you can also camp. It's dry camping. At the California RV show, I don't think you can camp on the grounds, but there are a bunch of places around it. And when we go out to Phoenix in April for the Super B show, we'll be in this unit. So I'm not sure where we're gonna, but we'll find a place to camp. Okay. Let's see. Listening to your last one was very interesting. Question: would it be a good idea to install auto leveling system to my travel trailer? I don't know a lot about travel trailers. I do know that auto leveling is awesome. If you can put them on a travel trailer, you'll never go back. I mean, it is.
You
It is such a
push the
luxury.
little button.
And these fourth, and they get it, boom, and it's great. And when you walk around, it doesn't shift. And because I sleep with the princess in the P, the bed's always level. That's not level. There we go. Is that level? Yeah. And because if her head's up or she's turned to the side, she doesn't sleep. And if my lifelong traveling companion doesn't sleep, I don't sleep either.
I just get cranky.
You do get cranky. You too. Hello from Asheville, Carolina. We didn't buy at the Tampa show, but learned so much and enjoyed meeting you. Great meeting you too, Joe. Thank you. The roads we roam, we did meet those guys. What's the most reliable internet solution that you use while on the road? Hands down, Verizon. The Verizon MiFi card, and I have the WineGuard Connect 2 system up here on the roof, and I have the data card in for that, and I also have a Wi-Fi booster. So if I'm at a place where I can get Wi-Fi, it'll pull in signals from all around. I'm using one right now, actually, the Wi-Fi booster, and that's how we're going out on the internet. And otherwise, I would recommend Verizon. They used to be a sponsor of the podcast years ago. They're not now, but I still really recommend them. Wow, we got another super chat from EC Corzilius. Is the battery charger that came with the Leisure capable of charging the lithium-ion batteries? No, not now. All their newer units, they've gone up to a 2,000-watt inverter, and I'm not sure what their charger will do, but we put in a new solar charger, a new inverter, and a new monitoring system for when we put in our Battleborn batteries. You can call Battleborn yourself. If you go there, just go to rvlifestyle.com/lithium, and you can go to their site and ask them what you need, and they can tell you because they know all about it. All right, looking through here, we're getting down to the last 10 minutes. Okay, somebody was talking about downshifting, not downsizing. I think he was talking about when we were. Oh, that was operator error. That was operator error. Remember, we were talking about the only time we broke down the road, it was operator error, and we were out in the Black Hills somewhere, and I was
Our
going
first
down
trip.
those hills, and it was so easy. Just kind of like tap that shifter on the Sprinter, and it will downshift. And
Instead of putting on the brake.
and I knew the truck drivers all downshifted, so I did that, but I did it at way too high of an RPM. And I learned anyway how to downshift properly. That was my problem. It was
After we got stranded,
It was
rescued,
not. It was not a Sprinter. Yeah, we did.
lots of money.
When we got stranded, I called up, and everybody said, "Just turn it off the engine, restart. It'll be all right." And it was. And then it kind of went in limp home mode, and we got to Billings, Montana, and I had to fix something. It was a $1,500 bill, but so I learned that lesson really quick. But that was my problem. What is your overall opinion of the American Patriot Freedom? Midwest Automotive designs, and Elkhart makes those. Those are Class Bs, and they're really nice rigs. Lots of technology. They're well made. They're on the. They're one of the few RV manufacturers that has a lot of 2019 Sprinter chassis. By the way, we did learn, and anyway, they're a great unit. We liked them. We did learn the difference between the 2019 Sprinter chassis and the 2020, which are not yet available, the 2020s. No difference at all. This is horse's mouth from the Mercedes Sprinter guy in charge of the U.S. He's on the video we just did here at Tampa, and you can hear him answer that question, but there's no difference, none, between the Sprinter 2019 and the 2020 chassis. So, but the 2020 chassis has been held up because it needs to get some approval, some testing from the EPA, even though
And
there's
that
no
takes
change.
a couple of months.
Yep, so that takes a while. All right. Let's see. Question from Ed Varga. Can you have power adjustable seats that swivel, both driver and passenger? I think you mean on the Transit. Yes. Yeah, that was another thing on the current Transit chassis. The driver's seat wouldn't swivel. I guess both of them now will on the 2020 chassis. And I believe they're power as well. So Chris Cowley has a link there for you at right at that link. At this point is where we're discussing the 2020 Sprinter chassis. So if you want to go back and hear what the Mercedes guy had said, you can go back in that video and look right there, and it's there. What RV do you like better, the Road Trek or the RV you have now? Which do you think is better construction? Just opinion, okay? We have had how many Road Treks?
5.
We've had 1 Leisure.
And we love it.
And we love it. And
we're very pleased with it.
I will say I have never. I'm blown away that we have driven this thing 25,000 miles. We've had it now since March. We use it every week, and I've had not one issue, not one. And this is a production model. Nobody gave us any special bills or anything like that. In fact, if anything, we've added our own things and tweaked some stuff. But the quality of every part of this has just blown me away. And I would, I would never. Well, I'm never going to say
we
never
would not have bought it.
Yeah, that's the way to say it.
If we didn't think that it was quality.
Yeah,
and what a difference when you own it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and y'all know that we were brand ambassadors for Road Trek, which means they provided us one, and that's where we got to test a lot of the new stuff out. That's pretty standard among a lot of influencers. This one we decided to buy. We wanted to own it ourselves. When Road Trek went belly up, we returned our unit immediately. This one, if Leisure would go belly up, if we go belly up, the bank is coming. Well, the bank owns it. But this we own, and we feel we can, if we want to trade it in and go to another unit, we can do that. Like the new Wonder that they're going to be building. We just feel we have so much more freedom because it's ours. It's ours, and we bought this one, and obviously we like it. We made that choice. We had great experiences with the Road Treks. Don't get us wrong.
Yes, I loved my Road Trek.
And I keep saying, I want this for. I mean, who knows? What we want. Except I know one thing. And I probably even shouldn't say that we'll never go in a Class A, but I don't. We've never stayed in a Class A, and it's probably a good thing. But that's the only one I don't.
I would not want to pay the gas to drive around a Class A.
All right, back to RV lifestyle questions. So we've got about 7 minutes left. Love the Wonder Murphy bed setup. How much do you set up camp when you arrive? What would you tow? Oh, I'm sorry. That's the thing. What would you tow if you did, fellow Michigander? It's not much to setting up camp.
No, there isn't. Now with this, you set the parking brake. You
level on the parking lot. You put the levelers down,
and then you can put out the slide. Parking brake. Level, slide.
That whole process at the most is 60 seconds. And you don't do anything except pull up the brake, push a button, and push another button. And the slide
and then
goes
you
out.
got a whole bunch of room in here.
You have all the room. And that's all we do. And most of the time we boondock, so we don't have electricity. But the only other things I would do if I was at a camp is plug in the electric for,
And lots of times he doesn't do that. Because if we're just staying overnight,
why bother?
Why? Sometimes we don't hook up the water, we don't hook up the electric.
And the other thing you might do if you're staying longer at a campground, you can probably all hear Bo out there barking at
the he's keeping us safe. Either that or somebody's walking their puppy out in front.
Yeah. Is hook up water. I put quick disconnects on our hose, which is really nice on this Leisure. I just reach underneath and literally just go, and I'm connected. So that's it.
I should try to let him in or not.
You could try.
He's going to be so wet.
Yeah, she'll go. She's going to go and try and get him out. Hopefully, she'll be back. Are you planning to look into SpaceX Starlink thing? I wonder if you're talking about the satellite internet that we've talked about, and that's not SpaceX. That's Kymeta is the name of the company that makes the antenna. Yeah, I'd be very interested in seeing it. I don't know if I have any more real estate room up on my roof for it, but I think if that's what your question meant, it's going to take a while. Unless you're thinking I want to apply for the Mars SpaceX trip to Mars, which I'm not going to do. Well, that'd be pretty good boondocking, though, don't you think? Head west on I-90. By the way, we have a great video on I-90. Everybody thinks I-90 is boring, except us. We have a great. Just look on our video on I-90. I think we did all these places that we visited on 90. We love it. Um, we'll be going that road a couple of times this year. We stop at the same places all the time. Anyway, what vacuum do you like for the RV, and do you want to come home to wash the sheets, or do you do them on the road? We do them on the road, right?
Yeah.
And you are kind of a clean neat.
Yeah. I clean I like to wash the sheets twice a week.
Now we've decided we're going to go back to our RV super bag because we used that on this King in our winter camp out 2 weeks ago.
And it was so easy.
It was so easy, and you just leave it, and then the Murphy goes back. Now we do have a really nice set of sheets.
And a nice blanket. And it looks very pretty when it's made up like that.
Yeah.
But we don't invite people in when the bed's made up.
No, we don't. And so
might as well go back to practical.
Yeah. And so we have a double RVX or RV super bag.
Got a king size.
And that's great.
Bo is too busy to come in.
Is he too busy to come in? But he does pass on his best regards to you all.
Yes.
Here's somebody else. Love the Murphy Wonder Bed. How much? I'm sorry. I'm repeating the same questions. All right. Let's see. Let's find one we haven't answered here. Mike and Jenny. Nobody's called you Jenny in a long time.
Not for a long time.
That's what your friends used to call you.
I call her Jenny. You called me that the first year we dated.
I did. I call her Jenny every now and then sometimes. It's a sign of great affection, right? Jenny, Mike and Jenny, what do you think of the Jayco Greyhawk and their Prestige C-Class line? I don't know Jayco well. It's such a big company, that we haven't really gone through a lot of them. I think, without just rattling my mouth about something I don't know, I got to say I don't know it. And, you know more than I do because
you're asking.
Because you're asking. So I can't answer it. And but I'll tell you, next time we're at a place where I can see it, I'll take a look. Can you can you tow with a camper like yours, like a utility add-on for camping? Yes, you can. I think it tows up to 5,000 pounds. Thank you, Matthew. That's a great question. But yeah, you certainly can. Is there a Class C that's a toy hauler? Closest is the Wonder rear twin bed with that big garage, but about the biggest thing.
It's not a toy hauler.
Yeah, you could put an electric bike.
You could pull something that you had your toys
Sure.
in. You can pull what, 5,000 pounds?
Yeah.
That was with a Sprinter B. So I don't know what you can tow with this.
I don't know. Hey, another super chat. This came from the Northwoods RV Light. Hey, Mike and Jen, love you guys and Bo. Thank you. Thank you. And for you super chat people, if I'm coming to you late, it's only because my software program here is not showing me like they usually do. And I'll have to ask them to fix that up again. Greetings from Charles in Dayton, Ohio. During the Tampa show, did you get a chance to view the Class C Dynamax Itasca 3? If so, what was your impression? No,
we didn't see
we didn't.
it.
We didn't. We're not. We don't think it's kind of not in our wheelhouse. Our wheelhouse is sort of the smaller RVs, and the video that we did is 30 minutes long, and there just was no more time. So it's about all we could do.
Want those thumbs up, Chris is
reminding everybody here we're about ready to go. Give us a thumbs up if you will. We'd sure appreciate it, and we would love to see you guys say that you like the show. Is there a show in California to teach you how to repair and use your RV? All the shows have seminars, and so the big California show, which is I think October 2nd this year, they would have several seminars. I think we're going to be doing a couple of them out there as well. Yes, there's always some place like that.
Well, there's conversation going on now between the Tampa show and the Hershey show saying better food at the Tampa show, more entertainment at the Tampa show, which I definitely agree. You can bring your dogs at the Tampa show.
Davis, Tendy, and Buster, I thought I saw a review in Tampa of the leisure travel bed, Murphy bed like yours, with the table shortened and the entire wall opened up to the window behind it. That was the rear lounge version.
I'm wondering about the two chairs.
And I
two
think
recliners.
with the window open beneath it, that's the rear lounge with the
Okay.
window low and the little wine rack, remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it has the real lounge chairs that'll come up and then they'll go down and then you bring the Murphy bed down. That's the rear lounge that they had on the Murphy bed RL, I think they call it, the Unity RL.
Somebody's
right.
trying to deliver something. There's a delivery truck out there. That's why Bo is barking.
Okay, are they delivering something to us?
Well, they can't because Bo is a watchdog.
Well, we're done anyway, so we'll kind of go out there. All right, I'm scanning really quickly through here, you guys. Last question comes from regular 100 travelers. Will you be returning to the Hershey RV show for September 16th? I'll look out for you if you do. Right now, we don't think so. We think we're going to do a big tour from the Northwest and the Southwest. There's actually somebody talking to Bo.
Somebody's talking to Bo out there.
So
I guess I
how
better
would there
go
be a
see who's
delivery
talking
person
to
on
Bo.
a Sunday night?
I don't know.
So you better go check that out. So yeah, I don't think so. We're actually thinking about doing a show or doing a trip to the Southwest, Northwest. Why can't I get this? The Northwest through British Columbia, then down Washington, Oregon, and then making our way to the California show October 2nd. So that's kind of where we're looking at right now. But we're still working on our schedule, and if it changes, we'll let you know. If you had any question, getting any difficulty getting service from Mercedes or LTV, no. I live in the Detroit area. I've got three actually Mercedes Sprinter service centers within a half hour of me, 40 minutes, half hour. My dealer is that I use for anything I need on leisure is Holland Motorhomes across the state in Michigan. I don't have any problems with that and have not needed it. And on the road, I've always been able to find whenever not on this unit because we haven't had any issues with it, but on previous Sprinters. So it has not been a problem. All right, I hate to leave questions on the table. There are a bunch of them, and I wish we could get to them all. Thank you guys so much. Do us a favor again, give us that thumbs up, and if you haven't, help us get to that 100,000 in the next couple of weeks. We're really excited about that. Got to have an online party when we get near it. Jennifer passes on and says to you that she would be here saying bye, but she's actually has Bo and is taking him in the house, putting him in the house, I think, or someplace. I can't see her. It's dark. Hey, we've gone over our time. Thanks for being here. I wish Jen was here to say goodbye, but she's not. So, on behalf of my wife Jennifer and our dog Bo, happy trails.